everybody. Welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. So I'm Lady D, your host for this evening. So I hope you all had a really good week, a very interesting week actually, with the transit that I spoke about last week. So I have felt like the things that are going on around the world and the things that are happening around us is we're in very exciting and challenging times ahead that I feel like that are coming up around the world. So that energy that I was talking about last week with the nodes, the Uranus and the Mars, that's going to be there until around the 8th is when Mars more breaks away. So then you've just got the node and Uranus there. So it's still going to be unexpected energy. And as well as that, there'll still be some more like residue energy. When the planets move, they bring up, it's like, I call it residue, when it has a tail as they move along. So the energy is still going to be around a little bit longer. So there'll still be some unexpected surprises. Especially I've noticed things about with people the last couple of days where things of unexpected events have happened or explosive events in people's lives opening up around them. So this week ahead with the astrology and also what I feel like for the collective where we're going, it has been like an interesting time and reflecting back, even for myself. So that conjunction for myself is over my Chiron. So Chiron's the wounded healer. So actually, I had to have a session with someone that I go with and going over my own things that are going on myself and issues. But it's all about healing and learning and evolving as we do in our life. But this week, as I said, this year we're in exciting times ahead. I feel like we've had a lot of things happening with certain governments around the world and in certain countries where governments are kind of failing or crumbling or disappearing it almost, or having to start again, or leaders having to resign. And this is the Pluto in Capricorn. We've got the Pluto there in the last few degrees of Capricorn. It moves into Aquarius next year, but then goes back and will be fully into Aquarius in 2024. So it's an exciting time. As I said, we're in an exciting time ahead of where we are as a collective and, here on Earth, planet Earth. So there's going to be more of that happening coming up. I feel like it's going to create a lot of tensions in different countries and relationships with different countries and how it's all going to play out ahead. I also feel like, we've got the issues coming up with the unstableness of our finances and with the banking institutions. And we're in these times where we're having to find our own way, the collective either one, but at the same time finding their own way through their own life to cope and to deal with the issues that they're going with at the moment. So there's a lot that is going on. The week ahead of what I feel like what we're going as a collective, what I was getting when I was channeling last night. Look, I do feel like there's going to be more explosive events coming up the week ahead, but I also feel like that this week is about the like you're feeling how like proud of yourself, so and how far you have become. So it is about self-reflecting on how far you have become in your own journey, in your own lives, in your own successes, whether it be fails like success. There's always a successful in failure. There's always a lesson to learn in every positive and negative aspect in our life. I remember even for myself, when I was very young, I was incredibly shy and I wouldn't talk to anyone. I would talk to people, but I wouldn't be very an extrovert. I would always be very internalized, especially at school. I would sort of just sit there and not really say boo to anyone. And now, like, look at me now. I'm now, on here presenting to you around the world on here. So I've come a long way. So even though I still am shy, I'm still introvert, but I've managed to be able to sort of put on an extrovert, able to be able to speak up and to actually, have a voice and to say what I need to say to people. And that's it's been a long journey for me to do that. And I feel like this week is going to be bringing up these things, being how proud. Think back your journey so far, but what has happened to you? How have you gotten to the point where you have now? And that self-reflection, there will always be some sort of positive aspect to that. Because I feel like also we're here celebrating the wins and even like successes. I have a YouTube channel, and I'm not a big channel. Like I don't have thousands of subscribers, but although it's growing, and I've managed to get this week to over 600 subscribers, and I'm just like I'm happy with that. Every subscriber, every time I reach that extra 100, I am very happy in the success that I've come with that and how far, because it's not easy, coming up with the content, making the videos, editing videos, uploading them, and then seeing, how people, what people want to hear, if they don't want to hear, try something different. This is all trial and error. So, but it's celebrating those wins that come up. I also feel like there could be some like emotional cry outs that I got, but not something not being fair. So I feel like there could be issues coming up about fairness or not being fair. So this can be quite an emotional time, because sometimes we just get like, I'm not a very emotional person, but sometimes I'll notice with certain transits or things that happen, something will hit a chord and you do get a bit emotional. So I do feel like that may come up this week. Also, guys, don't lose sight of the prize. So we all know what you're trying to, what we all have success, what we view success is, and what we're all trying to work off. Even a person who says they don't have goals or don't set goals for themselves still have something they want to work towards. Whether it be, they don't have a lot of money, but they want to eventually have a mansion, or they want to have a lot of money, but don't have much at the moment. There's still something there that they're going to work towards, even if they don't want to admit it. I got stand up for what you believe in. So I do feel like this could be a time about justice. I always think, if you don't stand up for yourself and what you believe in, why should anyone else stand up for you? Because you've got to find um, that you got to stand up for yourself. Yesterday I went and watched that movie, The Black Phone, and the actual part of the lessons of the things in the movie was that, yeah, exactly that. There will be sometimes, like the boy in the movie, his friend, beginning of the movie, his friend stood up for him, but he said to him, "There's going to come a time when you need to stand up for yourself," and that did happen in the movie because there was no one else there. So it is like about believing, but in yourself to be able to stand up and speak up. And sometimes I've been there where you've been in a group of people and they will say, all of them will agree about something's not right, and you'll suggest, someone suggests that you need to speak up or you say something, and usually it's me. I'm the silly one who will speak up in the where it comes to people of higher management or a level above, and there'll be no one there to back me up. But so it just sounds like it's me complaining. But but hey, if you don't stand up for what you believe in and what you think is true, who's going to do it for you? No one will. That's the thing. It's got do things that make you happy, and I got conflict coming up. Lines being drawn in the sand. So whether this is a global thing or in our own lives, there's to become issues coming up where there's lines drawn. So people, I guess, reaching their limits. I also got it's time to heal old wounds from the past. And it's a week, but try not to get too oversensitive to this week, I feel. So that's what I feel like we're going to be dealing with the week ahead that's coming up. So it is looking to be an interesting week ahead. I do feel like there's going to be some aspects coming up with the moon and the sun, but other planets here, which is going to create a little bit of conflict there. But as a collective, and as we all go through this journey together, we're always going to get through it. Everything has a cycle, everything has a beginning and an end. So no matter when people say I can't see an end, there always will be an end, because there has to be a beginning and an end, a cycle that happens. Okay, let's start with the callers. So let's see here. My first caller, Carol here. So I got Carol from Clearwater, Florida. Hi, Carol. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How can I help you today?
Like a mediumship?
Okay.
A medium?
Yep, sure. There's a mediumship coming through. Okay, let me just connect to you and let me just see if there's anyone over who I can see for you. Okay. I do have a man that's coming through. So this is a man, I feel like this could be like a grandfather figure coming through. He has more people with him, but I'm just going to go with the man first. So he has glasses, and he's feel like he's tall, like up and down, up and down. He's tall. I feel like he's very clever. He's showing me his hands, so I feel like he could do. I feel like he could do a lot of with his hands. I feel like he's very hardworking. Maybe he worked with his hands. I'm seeing him like shoveling, so I don't know if it could be just like hardworking, like laboring. But as well as that, I feel like this person is good with numbers too, because I'm seeing him add up things with calculator. So I feel like he was good with numbers or good. We're going over things. Um, I'm also seeing him in a suit and a hat too. And I feel like that he's showing me a car, but the car that I'm seeing, I'm going back in time because I'm going back to like the car is I don't know what its car's called. I don't know if it's like a Chevy, Chevy or Chevy, but it's an old car. I don't know how to describe it. Can you relate to this information?
It does. It sounds like could be like my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it could be my
Yep.
grandfather?
And he could be your dad. Like I feel like more. I did feel like I feel like there was other people with him too. So unless there's two coming in together, but I was seeing my grandfather. That's why I was saying grandfather. So I was like, but this person is very. There's a lot of balance in their life, and I feel like they're like a gentleman too. Because when I see them with the suit with the hat, they're taking their hat off to say hello to me. So I feel like that's very gentlemanly. So they're very much like a gentleman, and they're applauding you too. Okay. Your dad, he passed away in a hospital. So I'm seeing him in a hospital bed.
No, he didn't. Passed away at home.
At home?
So it wasn't my dad. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So was it your grandfather? I just got someone they're in a hospital bed. Like they're dying in a hospital. Passing away, same die. Sorry, wrong word.
Hospital.
Passing away. Okay, let me just see with this. I feel like I've got two people coming in here together. Because I feel like these two men that are here with me, they're best that they get along very well. They got their arms around each other, so I feel like they get along quite well and they're quite close in spirit. But they're okay. Let me just see what's going on here. See. I'm also getting something with my heart too, with them, but I'm just seeing them with you, and they're just okay. Okay, I feel like you've been a bit down at the moment, like you haven't been at your I just see them they're just just they're around you, and they're trying like to talk to you and communicate with you, and I feel like there is like a forgiveness, but it's like begging. So I feel like they're trying to, but I see you feeling a bit down. So I feel like they're trying to give you comfort, but also trying to like lift you up and to try and get you to move forward. Because it's like they are trying to show you a path to go on, but you're not moving. Can you relate to that?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and then my grandfather did pass away in a hospital bed, so I'm wondering if it was my grandfather.
Okay, so it could be like, look, I could have, as I said, I do feel like there's two men here, so I feel like it could be your both father and grandfather, because I feel like, so were they close? Were they quite close? Because these people are they're quite close together. They're showing me they're quite close. Yeah, because they're coming around. Yeah, they're like arm in arm, and they were showing me that they are quite close. So that's why I was like, okay, I've got two here, which gets mixed up. Okay, there's one person here. One of them who didn't listen. I'm going to try and separate them so I know who I'm talking to one at a time. It might have been the dad. Someone didn't listen. Didn't listen. And when they were passing, their health went downhill quite fast. I feel like it was rapidly, and I feel like towards the end, like I don't know if it's like there's maybe back issues here as well. And I didn't. If like didn't listen or something with the ear, I was going to say didn't listen, but they were very much independent men who would take on their own problems. They wouldn't want to burden people with what's going on in their life, because they would put themselves second, and they would put people in front of them to make sure that they're okay. And they're saying, and it's like you're doing the same thing. It's like I see you stepping back and letting other people go forward, and you're not doing what you need to do is being put to the side because you're taking that step back, like what they were like. And I feel like they want you to put yourself like number one. So put yourself number one, put yourself forward, and do what you have to do. And I think it doesn't matter if you're going to go over someone else or you get past them. That's what they want you to do, because there's something that's coming up for you in December that is I feel like you're going to be in a better place. You are going to be a lot happier. Also, I feel like there's someone, like they're here and living. There's someone in the forces. You got someone in either like in Armed Force, Navy, Army, Air Force. Is there someone in the forces there? And seeing someone in uniform with you?
I don't. My boyfriend's dad, he passed away. He was in the Navy.
Okay. But there's no. So he's passed over. So is anyone living also in there, or someone wanted to go in his path?
No one I know no one I know is in the military.
Okay, that's okay. It could be the father-in-law. So I just see the men in uniform here, but I felt like he was. I feel like he's saying, tell me he's here. Okay, let's see where we're going to go with him. Again, this man, he was very like, he was like a regiment, his regiment, son. Okay, son. Okay, you've got to say, do you have your children? I feel like there's a son around you. Do you have a son? You've got a son there.
Yes. Yes, I do.
And he's, okay. So I feel like perhaps maybe your son, I'm not sure how old he is, but he may wanting to go into that. I just feel like someone is going to follow in his man's footsteps. Like someone's wanting to go into that path, like a generation. But but this man is saluting you as well, and he wants to tell he's saying you're a good mum. But there's like with your son, I just see him like at the gate, and he's ready to take off at the gate. The gate's closed. Once that gate opens up for him, he's going to take off. And do an amazing job with things, he's saying. There for you. But I'll leave it there, Debbie, with you. Just going to the next call up. But I hope I've helped you today.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling in. So the next caller we got here, which is Deborah in Delaware. So hi, Deborah. How are you?
Okay, and you, Danielle?
I'm good. And how can I help you today?
Okay, I'd like to find out about my business and finances.
All right, let's have a look here. Your business. Are you very okay? Your business is it? Do you like create? Are you very creative? Are you working with your hands? Because I feel like I'm working with my hands. I feel like I'm being very creative. I feel like I'm actually working with hair. Are you in beauty or hair? What are you doing with your business?
I'm an investor, and I buy real estate, and I own real estate, and I'm looking to do maybe a dispensary or a rehab facility or a hookah bar or living assistant. So I'm looking to expand the business.
I'm doing many different things. I'm not sure why I'm seeing a hair. I'm seeing a hair salon. So I'm not sure why I'm seeing a hair salon or someone doing someone's hair. So I don't know whether or not you're good at doing hair, or you're going to invest in that business, or a business going to come across to do with the hair. Because I keep on seeing hair salon. Let me see with you in your business. Look, I do feel like you will expand, but I feel like you've got so many ideas there. You need to, it's like you almost need to go down before you go expanding too big, because it's your brain is running like 10 miles an hour, and it's like you want to catch up to the economy, and you want to be one step ahead of everything that's coming. So it's like you can have relief, but it's your be careful, because I feel like going too big too fast you might have to find a downsize. There could be a downsize with that, and a lot of planning that needs to take place too. I do feel like uh, there's something about like two, and it's like two locations or something about two, but I feel like that's coming in around February next year. It is about in planning, and I feel like more research needs to be done in what you're wanting to do as well. I kind of feel like the rehab or the rehabilitation, that might take a bit of time with that one, because I feel like there's more involved than what you're realizing. I felt there's something to do with the clause in contracts or providers. There's something about that that's not. It's not. You haven't
I
fully got all
agree.
the information. Yeah. So um, I feel like managing real estate for you, I feel like that is actually really good that you do that. I feel like you're able to manage different properties at once that way. But I feel like I need to do like maybe smaller smaller things. I feel like you also want to help out like family, friends. Look, I do
Right.
feel like there is a lot of success that I'm seeing here in the cards for you, but at the same time, I know there's it's like I just feel like I want the world, but I have no plan to get there. And I do feel like there is something that's going to come. Um, there were This won't be easy. As I said, you will get what I feel like you are going to get what you need, but at the same time, this is not going to be an easy journey that you're going to make. There are going to be a lot of emotions that play here. There are going to be a little bit of clashing. I feel like you're going to have to make some really hard decisions coming up about the business, because I feel like you're affecting other people as well as your own. It's like, but you also want to bring people with you too. So you're not just doing it by yourself. You want a team with you. Um,
But do you see
okay.
me getting a good team together? Because like right now, I have a bunch of properties, like what, probably about 9 of them that I need to rehab. And so in the past, I relied on a few people, but I'm trying to put together a team so that I don't burn out the guys that I had in the past. And we can move a lot quicker than what we have been able to do so in the past.
Oh, okay, that's what I was saying. You want to bring the team with you. Okay, that makes sense. Look, the team will work as one when you find the right person. I do get a mail. There's some sort of mail around you. I don't know if it's your husband or if it's a business partner, but I kind of feel like I need him to take a step back a little bit, because I just feel like there's a strong male energy, and he kind of like it's I can see like arguing, or he has a certain way of how he wants things to be done, but you have a certain way too, and it's a little bit conflict or tug of war that's sort of happening with this. Is it your partner, or is it a business partner, or is it just a male that works for you?
It's probably the husband, and it's not so much. He has a way of doing things. You know, he likes to drink, and we're constantly arguing about stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hey, and you know about like one of the workers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's,
Yeah,
you
so I
know,
thought, okay.
mhm.
Business.
Yeah, so
So
that's what a problem.
okay, the distillery. So the distillery, is that okay? Just don't mind me asking, just so I know what the distillery is. Is that alcohol? Distillery? Is that correct? Is that alcohol? Is it alcohol?
Is it what?
A distillery.
Alcohol, yes,
Distillery.
absolutely. Big time. Yes, big
Distillery.
time.
Okay.
Big problem.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
can I answer your question? I know I asked you about business, but how long do you
Okay,
think I'm going to stay together?
all right. Well, what I'm going to say to you is that I just feel like things are going to get a bit tricky, but I see major success here for you. But I see the success more next year. Once you've got your plan out and your layout to happen, as I said, I feel like the care, the rehabilitation thing, I feel like that's going to be a very complicated thing to be able to take off and to go. I feel like either something about though giving back to community or supporting small business in some way, I feel like is going to take off more for you. So some sort of business plan that you have, maybe you can be like a consultant, or you help manage the properties. I feel like that. I feel like I'm feel like I'm giving back to the community, but I'm having like smaller places. I can't get away from seeing this hairdressing place. So,
That's
so I
interesting.
feel like, yeah. So I feel like something like that is going to take off a bit better, where it's going to be also less complicated and more straight down the line too. I feel like you need to make things very simple for yourself and not run into too many complications and too many like government funding things or contracts. You just need something that's simple, short, and sweet. I feel like maybe with your husband, if you can try and keep him at arm's length a little bit there. So you say, explain it's your business and maybe get him to do his own little adventure. Then I feel like that will also take pressure off you, and you'll also be able to make things a bit more easier as well.
Before
for
you go, listen, I also want to buy like an apartment building and,
Okay.
maybe do a conversion to condos or something like that. Do you see that as being a possibility?
Maybe March next year, possibly March. You've got to find the right place. It's like, I feel like you're going to be careful finding the right place, because I feel like I see you getting apartments, but there's going to be things wrong with it. Like there's the flooring, something wrong with the floor. And there's something wrong with because I feel like I'm looking at there's internal structures or issues in this building. So it's going to take a bit of time. I feel like you've just got all these ideas. You need to somehow simplify it and go with the idea that's more simple and straightforward with less complications going into that.
Right.
But I'll just let you go now, Deborah, and I hope I've helped you today, and thank you for calling in.
Absolutely, Danielle. I appreciate your time, and thank you so much.
That's okay. All right. Okay, everybody. So, as I was saying, we've got another big week ahead of us. It's an interesting time to be alive in this part of the world where we're in, and crazy times that we're coming into. I hope you all have an amazing week ahead. If you'd like to contact me for a reading, you can either via my Facebook, which is Lady D Psychic Parties, same as my website, Instagram and TikTok, which is Lady DS Psychic, and my YouTube channel, which is Lady D. If it doesn't come up with that, you just look up Danielle Psychic and it will come up. But as I said, hope you have a good week, and I'll see you same time next week. So bye for now.